My name is Gil Fonger. I'm the president and CEO. And I wanted to give you a little update in our September all staff. Since next week you're going to be getting t-shirts that have M2030 on them, you might wonder what that means. And so that is the name of our strategic plan that's between now and the year 2030. I want to give you an update. I'm going to show you a PowerPoint that will give you some ideas around what this plan is about. So the theme of it is this serving the underserved. When you think about our founder, Claire Haverkamp, in December 1954, she took a little boy into her home by the name of Mark William Lund, which of course is our name, Marklund. And so we became then the first skilled, well, at that time called we were the first skilled pediatric center in the state of Illinois. And so, she saw a need and she responded to it. So a few years after that, Pat Wasman, who began what was called Little Angels, that's now the Marklund Wasman Center, basically did the same thing, saw a need and responded to it. So we feel like this plan is really in keeping with the very intention of Marklund through the years, is really seeing a need out there and responding to that need. So the process that we did is we looked at this purpose, people, programs, and properties, which is our next slide. So this is the process we went about, is this idea of really looking at what is our purpose, what is our vision, what's our mission, and then looking at, okay, then who does that compel us to serve? Who are the people that we're going to serve? And those people, what are the programs that they need? What are the programs that we need to bring to them to serve them? And then finally, what are the capital, what are the property things that we need to do that will then help support the programs and support the people that ultimately support our purpose? And so this is our vision statement that we created back in 2016 as a happy, safe, purpose-filled life for every individual, intellectual and developmental disability. So this is really an expansion. Our mission is still the same, but this vision then expands even beyond that, because it's beyond just those individuals with developmental disabilities, but also those with intellectual disabilities. So what really led to this was this looking at this serving the underserved, and under this, so we're looking at those that have higher medical and behavioral challenges. So if you look at the first one, this transition, so transition, post-transition. So for those that have intellectual and developmental disabilities that are in, they're in school, they're in a school like our Marklund Day School. Once they hit 18 years old, from 18 to 21, they're in what's called transition. Once they hit 22, now they're in post-transition. And so we would have parents that would come to our board meeting. We would ask them to come and have a parent panel. And every year we'd have a parent from our school that would ask the question, what's going to happen to my son? What's going to happen to my daughter when they go into post-transition, once they turn 22 years old? So in some ways, this is really an answer to that, because there are literally thousands of individuals in the state of Illinois who need services. They need transition, post-transition services, respite care. Those parents that need to have a break once in a while, that to give them that. So we're going to be exploring what we can do around that. Vet care, we're finding that there are more and more that are coming to us and they're sicker. So to give opportunity for us to have, to be able to provide ventilator services for those that need that kind of, for residential services. And then the SILAs. DHS has a list of 7,000 that today need residential services. We think the number is actually far higher than that. In fact, thousands, maybe up to 20,000 in the state live in households where their parents are in their 60s or above. And there's literally a tidal wave of need that's coming this way that desperately need residential services. CDS, we currently have CDS, of course, at all our sites, but this is how to provide off-site CDS services. Again, literally thousands of individuals in our state are not currently receiving CDS services because there just aren't the programs out there for them, and to continue to expand our school age program. So these are the areas that we currently do. From the top blue, you got transition, our day services, our ICF, MCDD, these are our current facilities. And then, so then we're looking to expand into facilities, into the group homes, Vent care, I said, that's another area that's going to be new for us. CDS, of course, we have the in-house CDS, but this is really off-site CDS, and which really translates into our post-transition services. So these are the areas that we're going to continue to do, and those that we're going to be expanding into. So over the next 2 years, and specifically what we're going to be doing, and I'll show you some plans for these, is that we are going to be breaking ground on the Geneva campus for a locker room, new locker room that will be attached to our aquatic center, to the pool area, that would actually provide a real locker room for our staff as well as for our residents. And then also build a maintenance building. There are so many things. I mean, our maintenance staff is having to make do in the hallway, outside. This will actually give them a place that they can do their work out of the weather in an area that will make it far more efficient. And it'll just make it better for us and for them. And then in Elgin, we are going to be breaking ground on a new 16,000 square foot day school external CDS program. And so it's just on the street, just about 0.2 of a mile west of our current Marklund Wasman Center. We're going to be building this new school on a 2.3 acre site there. And then we're also going to be exploring adding 16 beds that would be specifically for those who have the need for a ventilator at the Elgin site, which would take us from our current 61 to 77 individuals that would be serving there. And then we're also going to be exploring the renovation and potential expansion of the Bloomingdale of the Marklund Phillips Center, which was built in, we've been there since 1957, and that building has been there since the early 60s. And it's well maintained, but it definitely needs some updating. And then, so the programming that is then supported by these capital is this external CDS program, the vent care, expanding the Scillas, and then the Bloomingdale renovation. And then the launching of the new Scillas. And not only are these more group homes, but it's actually a different way to do group homes. It's into these small clusters where we can provide support for those that have the more higher medical and behavioral needs. So this is the locker room that will be attached to the pool, you can see. So instead of just having 2 areas for our current residents, in a very rough type of locker room, they'll now have 4 sections so we can get double the number of residents into the pool, so we get a lot more throughput. And it's just a better area for our staff, obviously, to change, and for our parent guardians that come in there to go into the pool. And this will also allow for our students, potentially, from the Foger Education Center on the Geneva site to actually come over and utilize the pool as well. And plus, there's a large storage area that's going to be attached. So our multi-needs, our multi-purpose room doesn't have to be a storage area as it is today. Now, this shows you the way it looks on the site. So it's kind of on that southern end of our existing Heights Center. So there's the locker room. And then just to the south of that will be this large new maintenance building. And then this is the school. So on the right-hand side there'll be 5 classrooms there. And then there's a therapy room, but there'll be 5 classrooms, primarily for children that are on the spectrum. And then on the left-hand side is the external CDS program. And then the multi-purpose built room will be then, they can share that use. So there'll be some economies of scale between that. And this shows you the entire site. So this really does fill up this entire site, this entire 2.3 acre site that's just down the street from the Marklund Wasman Center. So that gives you an update of what we'll be doing. And I've got a saying on my wall in my office that I've had for years. It says there are no easy roads to any place worth going. And so as we continue to expand, we continue to kind of push the envelope on serving the underserved. And I appreciate the incredible staff that we have. It's going to give new opportunities for the staff that we have, and as well as, of course, those opportunities we're going to have for those underserved that are currently not getting services. And that's kind of the DNA of Marklund, is to keep pushing and to keep bringing new services and to find that, look for that need, and to fill it. So appreciate this. You certainly can contact me directly if you have any other questions about this. You're gonna be getting some cool t-shirts next week. So this gives you a little bit of idea. We'll be talking more about this in the future. Want to get a lot of input. There are more things going on in the M2030 plan than this. This is just for the next couple of years, but we got a lot more things that are happening in the years to come. And I'll love to share that with you and get your feedback. Thanks so much.